SportsCenter.
I'm Chris Berman. Well, let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Jaguars stroll away with a 14-point win. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Redskins pick up their first win of the year. Dante Stallworth stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Chad Pennington passed for 150 yards plus and helped his Jets beat the Chargers. Rams, Falcons. Plus, Warwick, well done, got the football here. And you know what? This was all individual effort as he broke off a big one. The Falcons go on to win this by the final score of 24-10. Down in Dallas in the Lone Star State, we had the Cowboys squeeze out a 4-point victory. Down in Tempe, Arizona, we had the Cardinals get embarrassed by 20. The Texans defense came away with 5 turnovers in their victory at Ford Field. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. John Lynch might be the biggest loss on this list. A hairline fracture of the arm is the initial report, and the doctors are saying he'll be out for 14 weeks. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own mash unit. Ike Hilliard is probably the one that most leaps out at you. It's reported that he's fractured his leg and that he'll be out for the rest of the season. Now, on to even bigger news, as you may have already heard. Andre Johnson will miss the remainder of the year. And this is a big blow to this passing game because he was obviously a main target. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
Panthers, Chiefs. Dante Hall came up with a big play as he was able to pull this one in. The Panthers win this one by the final score of 10-7. The Ravens won at home, but will take to the road next week to meet the Bengals. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Jason Gilden is on the move as he gets a contract for what can only be referred to as crazy money. 2 years, $6.8 million. On top of that, a $2.0 million signing bonus. Jeremiah Trotter got snatched up as well, and he signs a 2-year contract with the Steelers. Zach Bronson is going to find himself with a new club, and he'll be in a new tax bracket too. 5 years, $5.9 million. Stanley Pritchett will also be locked up for a while as he signs a healthy 6-year contract with the Packers.
In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Titans pick up their first win of the year. Seahawks, Buccaneers. Win of the Sean Alexander come up with a big play here as he gets the carry and has clear sailing ahead. The Seahawks win this one by the final score of 31-21. Charles Tillman stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. In the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, we had the Eagles fall by 10 points. Kelly Washington had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Bengals beat the Dolphins. Bills, Raiders. Bengals. Travis Henry find an opening here and he was off. The Bills go on to win this by the final score of 7-6. So, 2 weeks into the books here on ESPN, here's my prime time performers for week number 2, and each is going to get a game ball. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.